Rain hammered the tin roof of the roadside diner, each drop a drum beat against the tension inside. Grease sizzled on the grill. Coffee steamed in cracked mugs, and the faint hum of an old jukebox filled the silence. Emma worked quickly between tables, her hair tied back in a simple ponytail, apron stained from a long double shift. She had been on her feet since dawn, smiling through exhaustion, because tips were the only thing keeping her and her little brother afloat. That evening, a group of bikers in leather jackets and road-worn boots rolled up, their engines growling like distant thunder. Heads turned, whispers started. Some customers left. Emma swallowed hard, grabbed a pot of coffee, and walked over to greet them anyway. She didn't see danger or stereotype. She saw people who had been riding all day in the rain and probably needed a warm meal. Her kindness would cost her everything. If you believe in kindness, respect, and second chances, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Hidden Hearts right now. It helps stories like this reach more people who need hope. Emma refilled their cups, brought extra napkins, and even managed a tired joke about the weather. The bikers thanked her quietly, grateful to be treated like anyone else. But her manager, a stern man who prided himself on the diner's family image, stormed out from behind the counter. He accused her of driving away paying customers and making the place look bad. In front of everyone, he yanked off her apron and told her she was finished. The words struck like a slap. Emma stood frozen, cheeks burning, the bikers silent and shocked. She left without a scene, clutching her coat around her as she stepped into the rain, her brother's school books still in her car. That night, she sat at the kitchen table of their tiny apartment, bills spread out like fallen cards, wondering how she would keep the lights on. Sleep wouldn't come. She thought of the bikers, of the shame in their eyes as she was fired for simply doing her job. She thought of her little brother sleeping in the next room, oblivious to the storm gathering over their lives. She thought of all the times she had chosen kindness over convenience and how, tonight, it had left her with nothing. But somewhere beneath the fear, a flicker of resolve glowed. She had survived worse. She would find a way. The next morning, still numb, Emma printed copies of her resume and started walking from shop to shop. She smiled politely even as doors closed in her face. By noon, she had applied at 4 diners and 2 coffee shops, but no one was hiring. She was about to give up when she heard the rumble of engines. Turning, she saw the same group of bikers from the night before, pulling up outside a small family-owned cafe down the street. She tried to slip away unnoticed, but one of them called her name. They had asked around, they said, and found out where she lived. They wanted to thank her properly. Emma hesitated, unsure what to expect. The tallest of the men, gray beard, leather vest patched with years of road stories, handed her an envelope. Inside was cash, more than she had earned in a month. Her breath caught. They explained they had pooled their money because no one had ever treated them with such simple respect, and they had been horrified to see her punished for it. More than that, they had friends. One of those friends owned the very cafe they were parked in front of. He was looking for a manager, someone kind, hard-working, and unafraid to stand up for what's right. Would she be interested? Emma blinked back tears. She had spent so long being invisible, so long scraping by, that she barely knew how to accept generosity. But the sincerity in their faces left no doubt. She walked into the cafe with them, met the owner, and by the time she walked out, she had a new job, better pay, and a schedule flexible enough to take care of her brother. Word spread through the small town quickly. Customers who had witnessed her firing began boycotting the old diner, flocking instead to the cafe where Emma worked. The bikers became regulars, bringing their families, bringing business. The cafe thrived. Over the weeks that followed, Emma transformed. She traded her stained apron for a crisp manager's shirt. She introduced new menu items, organized charity rides with the bikers to raise funds for local shelters, and started an after-school job program for teens like her brother. She wasn't just serving coffee anymore. She was building community. Her little brother, once worried about the bills, began to dream of college. And Emma learned that sometimes the world tests you not to break you, but to show you the hidden hands willing to lift you up. If this story touched your heart, Please like, share, and subscribe to Hidden Hearts so more people can feel the power of kindness and second chances. It truly makes a difference. Picture the camera pulling back from a bustling cafe filled with laughter, the smell of fresh coffee and pancakes filling the air, bikers chatting with families at polished wooden tables, Emma at the center smiling as she pours a cup for an elderly man. The rain has stopped outside. Sunlight streams through the windows. A woman once fired for kindness now runs a place built on it. Before you go, please comment below. What act of kindness have you seen that changed someone's life? Your answers might inspire someone else reading them.